Good morning, loves. It's your girl Mariah Sincere, aka Thepassportsis on TikTok. I am a self-love coach who specializes in helping women radically transform their lives through one-on-one coaching. I also do travel. So if you have any inquiries, if you need to book a coaching session or if you need to book travel, I do itineraries. I can plan the whole trip from start to finish. Hit me up at thepassportsis at gmail.com. But yes, wake up, wake up, wake up. Yes, guys, I'm so excited. This is something new that I wanted to do because I feel like how we start our day is so important. I feel like if you don't win your morning, the rest of the day kind of goes downhill sometimes. It's not that you can't turn it around, but I don't know. This morning is super important. So I decided I wanted to come here, give y'all something to listen to, something to vibe to, give y'all a word, talk about this entertainment while you are on your way to work to help get you through. With that said, I have this candle that I bought here in Colombia. Again, for those of y'all who don't know me, I'm coming live from Medellin, Colombia. I decided at the beginning of the year that I wanted to change my life. I got the idea to move to Colombia, and in 6 months, it was done. That's just the type of person I am. When I want to get something done, it's done, baby. It's a wrap. But let me go ahead and light this candle. This is Verbena scented. It smells so good. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I almost set the house on fire the other day. Because look, this candle is burnt up and it's the best scent. I almost set the house on fire because the delivery guy came to give me some stuff I ordered for my hair. And I had this candle burning and I set the bag too close to the candle. I don't know what happened, but I went in my room and I came out, the bag and the roll of paper towels had caught fire. And I smelled it and I was like, okay, something ain't right. Is my daughter playing with matches or something? No. Okay. Luckily, it was sitting on top of a glass table and nothing else burned but the products. But yes, y'all, I'm really excited. As y'all are coming in, go ahead and comment in the comment section. Hit the like. What's up, skinny boy? Okay. I know that's right. I know that's right, skinny boy. We're going to talk about this drama today. Okay, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the industry. So a couple things that I've noticed: a lot of CEOs all at one time, simultaneously, are stepping down from the music industry. Usher deleted his tweets on Twitter and said he got hacked. I know that's right. Thank you. And y'all know for a long time we've had his name in the mix with Diddy. As a matter of fact, Usher went and stayed with Diddy when he was 15 years old, and he's even said that he's seen some things. And Dr. Umar Johnson is saying that the whole situation with Diddy is just a distraction. So we are going to get into it. But before we get into it today, guys, I have a word again because let's remember this is all entertainment at the end of the day, but we definitely want to make sure that we're feeding our soul something positive before we get into the drama, get into the mess, and don't take the mess too seriously. But with that said, guys, one of my favorite quotes that I say to myself every day, yes, y'all, if y'all want to bless your girl on the Cash App, be sure to do that. Yes, thank you. Look at Skinny Boy. This is the best moderator right here. Okay. It's in Colombia, we're basically on Central Time. So we're on the same time zone as Texas. So it's 7:11 a.m. All right, guys. So my favorite quote that I say to myself every day or every time I feel discouraged that I want to give to y'all today is happiness can be found in the darkest of places if only one remembers to turn on the light. And the uh, late great Albus Dumbledore said that if you are a real Harry Potter fan, then you know. And that gets me through. I promise you, anytime I'm feeling down or I'm feeling discouraged, I just remember turn on my light. Like trouble doesn't last always. Good times don't last always. Bad times don't last always. So anytime you're going through something, some BS, the obstacle present itself during your day, you know it's temporary. It's not going to last, okay, at all. So as long as you keep that mentality, smile through things, and just grit your teeth and bear it, I promise you, you're going to keep it moving, okay? This will be a thing of the past, something that you'll laugh about. All right, so let's get into it. You're welcome, skinny boy. Okay, first, I want to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, I don't care what anybody says, something about that man has never sat right with me. The fact that he had people donate all that money to this school, that, first of all, I want to see his degree. Let's start there. Because it's something about Dr. Umar Johnson that makes me feel like he doesn't have he's not a doctor for real. Like I need to see where you got your degree from. And I know so many of these types like Dr. Umar. Now let me be clear. I'm not trying to say that because he is a black man or a man of color that he cannot possibly have his degree. It's nothing like that. I know plenty of educated brothers out here who went to accredited institutions, who are intelligent, who work as doctors, lawyers, and are in positions of high power and authority. This is a type, okay? This is a type that I'm talking about where, sir, I really need to see the receipts. And part of the reason why I need to see the receipts is because he does stuff and does not, like, the stuff he says he's doing is not verified. For example, the school he said that he was going to build. Now, I know plenty of people who said they wanted to start a charter school and wasn't out here begging for money for it. And within 5 years, they were able to start a charter school and get whatever grants that they needed to get to start these charter schools. People start charter schools every single day, and there's funding for it. So how have people been donating all this money to him for years and he hasn't been able to open the school, which leads me to believe that he is taking advantage of his supporters, taking advantage of people who are pro-black, taking advantage of people who want to see black people win. And I don't agree with that. There's something very fraud and fake and phony about him to me. 15 years and counting on FDMG opening. What is that the name of his school? Skinny boy, clarify that for me. So I feel like there's something really fraudulent about him. I've never gotten good vibes from him. And I also don't like that in the year 2024, he's always steady trying to go in on somebody's interracial relationship. At this point, let people date who they want to date. Man, woman, black, purple, green, yellow. At this point, the dating pool is so infested that you just gotta let people be with who they want to be with. If you find somebody that you can make it work with in this life, I'm happy for you, honestly and truly. Okay, because trying to hold on to this idea of everybody sticking within their race, that's not gonna happen. That's the thing of the past. And where are his wives at? Since he knows so much about building black community, and he's such a good man, that's another thing that lets me know this man is a fraud. Hey, Cha-Cha. Oh my gosh. Good to see you here. Okay, I got my people in here with me. Yeah, I feel like if he was really a man about his word that stood on business, then he would already be married and had a wife, because there are no shortage of women in the pro-black community who want a pro-black man and want a man to do right by him. So it's always just kind of struck me as odd that he's not married yet and we don't see him with a woman. Another thing I want to say is, for somebody who's so militant, he doesn't come off as a person who looks very disciplined. I said this before. I was talking to a pastor one time and he was disagreeing with me, but come to find out he had a history of infidelity. But I always say I don't trust pastors who are overweight, especially if you are severely overweight. Like a little bit, that's fine, but because that tells me that you lack discipline, like that you're gluttonous and you overindulge in certain areas. So when I see these men who claim to be so disciplined and so militant, and I can physically see the evidence of you lacking discipline, that lets me know that you lack discipline in other areas. And I don't care what anybody says, Dr. Umar Johnson gives me creep vibes. I don't care. Yes, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey Academy, King Randall in Georgia, and Q Butter in New York have schools. Both of them tried to help Umar, and he cockeyed on them. I'm trying not to cuss on here, y'all. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's somebody that doesn't want help. They just want excuses. When I promise y'all, as somebody who has worked in education, there is plenty of funding available to open charter schools. People do it every day. It's not something that, yes, it requires work and time, but as long as he's been talking about this school, it should have been open years ago. And again, there's help for that. People want to help open schools like that. So he is taking those funds and misappropriating them. At least that's what I'm guessing. Yeah. I mean, overweight pastors, I'm sorry, I don't trust overweight pastors. I don't. You know, Christians love that soul food. Yeah. But no, again, that's somebody who overindulges, because as somebody who is a godly person, you're supposed to have more, you're supposed to practice a little bit more abstinence and self-control than the rest of your congregation. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard a sermon about gluttony? I haven't. No, you will never hear a sermon about gluttony. They will talk about the LGBTQ, the alphabet community all day. No disrespect to y'all. It's just, they will talk about them all day. But anything that has to do with their own personal vices, nah, they ain't finna touch that. All right, so let me share this screen, and I gotta make sure it's playing, because the other day I was on here talking, trying to show y'all a video, and I was just nodding, agreeing, giving commentary, and the video was not even playing. Okay, let me put my headphones on. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see it. All right, so this is from the Shade Room's Instagram page.
Attention to. They all.
Guys, I don't even have my sound together. Give me a second. There we go. Audio. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see what this man has to say.
Always do this when they're planning something really, really big that they don't want American Negroes or Africans around the world to pay attention to. And we fall for the bait every time. There's nothing wrong with a conversation on Sean Puffy Combs. But when you scroll through Black Twitter and you scroll through Black Instagram and you scroll through Black Facebook and you humiliated and destroyed, they said, throw them one of their own. Let's lynch another Negro today to send all the Black people over here while we take care of business over here. This is a grand distraction.
Okay, so first and foremost, I will say this, and I said this before on another live. I don't think that Diddy is the big fish here. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that Diddy has sugar daddies, rich sugar daddies, with people that we never see. These are people that are behind the scenes. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that all his money is smoke and mirrors. Okay. If y'all don't watch Tisa Tells, please go watch her because she breaks all of this down and she comes with the receipts, right? I don't think that this is particularly an attack on African Americans because everybody is talking about this at this point. Diddy is a big or was a big mogul in the music industry. So if you are not just in your own bubble and only watching entertainment in the algorithm that suggests news to black people, you will know that white people are talking about this. People of all races are talking about this. So I don't think it's just to distract black people. We have plenty of other distractions going on. I mean, to be clear, the election that's going on right now is all political theater. It's all smoke and mirrors, right? And yes, there are other things going on in the world right now, but you don't need to put out a story about Diddy to distract the average American. To be honest, the average American does not care. The average American does not care about foreign policy, world events. They are not tracking what's going on with our tax dollars. I promise you they don't care. And that's not a race thing. That is just a people thing. So I don't think that I don't see any benefit in just particularly targeting the black community here. And honestly and truly, the bigger scandal is the white executives who were behind Diddy, right? So, and let's be clear, there are plenty of stories, not just this Diddy thing, circulating around the other communities to keep them distracted as well. It's estimated that the average school takes up to a year and a half to open, and he didn't build his from the ground up. He just bought buildings. Yes, and honestly and truly, you don't need a huge building to start a charter school. Charter school, you can start a charter school from a really small space. And there are also online charter schools. So if he wanted to get an online school going, which is honestly easier to do than a brick and mortar, and he could have hired people to do the curriculum for him. That could have already been open. He could have been had a curriculum available. Children could have been started homeschooling or something until he got his building up. So that's all a bunch of BS. How do I become a moderator, Mariah? I'll make you a moderator. Hold on. I'll do it right now. I figure out how to do it. One second. Yeah, so I mean, all of that is BS. All of that is BS. Um, dang, now I done forgot how to do it. Settings. I think I go to settings, community, cha cha with. Why is it saying no users found when I put your name in? Okay, cha cha. Let me. I'm going to do it after. Oh, here we go. I found you. Okay, there you go. Okay, so you are now a mod, Cha Cha. Yeah, you've been here long enough with me. Yeah. Again, guys, if you're just now coming in, we are talking about the whole situation with P Diddy. Right now, we are talking about the fact that Dr. Umar Johnson is saying that it is just a distraction. Apparently, he has created in his mind that the wealthy people have somehow decided that the black people around the world need to be distracted. Which, let's be clear, this is coming from an American perspective because I promise you, the vast majority of black people around the world, like in the diaspora, don't care about P. Diddy. I promise you, the black people in Brazil don't care about P. Diddy. There are more black people in Brazil than in the United States. They're not sitting up talking about P. Diddy, nor do they care. I promise you, a majority of the black people that live in Kenya or Ethiopia are not sitting over here talking about P. Diddy. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have other distractions and that they don't have problems and things going on. I'm just saying this is coming from an American concept. So he can't include all black people around the world in that. Do you find the Kim Porter theory to be plausible that he unalived her? Absolutely. Is that what you're talking about? Let me know. Kim Porter allegedly transitioned from pneumonia, but I'm not buying it. She was coming out with a tell-all book. Uh, Tomorrow in the morning, I'm going to read some excerpts from her tell-all book because it's been leaked. I didn't even think of the online school route. Yes, there are so many ways that he could have been open this school and figure out a way to properly appropriate the funds that he has been given, but instead he has been living off of these funds. Which my theory, I can't prove it, but that's how I feel. You're welcome. Thank you for showing up. All right. So let me continue with the video.
They always do this when they're planning something really, really big that they don't want Black people to pay attention to. They always do this when they're planning something really, really big that they don't want American Negroes or Africans around the world to pay attention to. And we fall for the bait every time. There's nothing wrong with a conversation on Sean Puffy Combs. But when you scroll through Black Twitter and you scroll through Black Instagram and you scroll through Black Facebook and you humiliated and destroyed, they said, throw them one of their own. Let's lynch another Negro today to send all the Black people over here while we take care of business over here. This is a grand distraction. They always do this when they're playing.
Okay, I don't like what he's insinuating here. I don't like the verbiage. Oh, they always lynching another. Let's be clear. Now, have there been a lot of non-melanated people who have gotten away with the things that they have done? Absolutely. But I feel like we ignore the times where people do get their due justice, like Harvey Weinstein. Like, y'all remember the guy from that 70 show? I think his name is Danny Matheson or something like that. Nobody said anything. You didn't see Dr. Umar Johnson saying anything when he went to jail for doing all of those things to those women. So there are white people being prosecuted in the public eye for their crimes every day. We just don't pay attention to it because, for the most part, that's not our culture. Second, I don't like how he's trying to paint Diddy out as some victim who is being lynched. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. We have been hearing these stories about Diddy for a long time. If you've been listening and paying attention to the community, this is nothing new, nor did it hit any of us by surprise. So why are we pretending like this angry mob of people is coming after P. Diddy? Now, I do feel like they waited till the right time to come after him. I do feel like he pissed them off. I do feel like they are the higher ups, whatever you want to call them, are understanding that us common people, us lay people, are tired. Okay. We are tired because we are struggling. The inflation is high. And that a lot of people want to see rich people burn, honestly and truly. So, yes, I feel like to some degree, P. Diddy is a sacrificial lamb, but he has not been the only one, is the point that I'm making. Okay. Hi, Liv. Am I saying it? Oh, yeah, Liv. Oh, hi, Olivia. How are you? It's funny how every time someone is about to do a tell all, they mysteriously die. That is true. Good morning. Yeah, good morning to everybody coming in. I'm glad to see y'all early. Up, alive, moving around. I can't, girl, it's going to be tea when I read these excerpts. I already know it's going to be some foolishness. That white guy from Nickelodeon hasn't been prosecuted. I think you're saying, talking about Dan Snyder. Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, he hasn't been prosecuted yet. But to be clear, Diddy went so long without being prosecuted. Y'all understand? So I know a lot of the times we like to look at it and be like, oh, well, such and such hasn't got theirs yet, or such and such. But there were plenty of people who were getting theirs while Diddy wasn't getting his. And now he's getting his. I stopped paying attention to Umar during the pandemic. I honestly forgot about the school scam. Yeah, Dan Snyder. Yeah. And who's to say that his time isn't coming either? Because enough people have spoken up. You just gotta kind of let things play out. And to be clear, I believe that everything done in the dark comes to the light, and in the end, everybody gets theirs. There are some people who are going to get theirs in private and not necessarily in public. But I don't think it is a race thing, to be honest. And I think there's a reason why a lot of these CEOs are stepping down. I think they're afraid.
Scroll through
Okay.
Black TikTok, and all you see is gossip and conversation about one man. At a time like this, then you know you are engaged in a grand distraction. Sean Combs is a distraction. And anytime you see something like this, you should ask yourself, what are they trying to distract African people away from? One of the things they want to distract you away from, they want to distract you away from the fact that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump have no agenda for African people. One of the things they want to distract you away from. Scroll through Black TikTok.
Again, I don't necessarily agree with that, because you can go on any website that caters to African American people, and African American people are talking about the election. I can go on Facebook right now, and all up and down my timeline, they're either talking about SMEGs. Y'all know them people that be super freaky on Facebook. I don't understand that, but they do that. They're either talking about SMEGs, relationships, the election. I see black people talking about the election right now more than they're talking about P. Diddy. Now, do I necessarily agree with everybody's opinions? No, but they are talking about it. I see plenty of black people bringing up the fact that neither one of these people have a plan for us. So I think this is a situation where people are multitasking. And honestly and truly, if he wants to talk about distractions, like this whole election is a whole distraction and game and play. But again, I don't think that this is specifically targeting African American people. I think in other ways, other communities are being gaslit as well. I want Lorianne Gibson and Farnsworth Bentley to share what they know. Also, I'm shocked at how quiet Aubrey O'Day has been since his arrest. She's been vocal about him for the longest, right? I'm very surprised. I wonder if there's some type of legal document that is keeping her from spilling the beans. I know there was this song, we can get to it in a little bit, that she reposted that she made in 2013 about Diddy, but she hasn't really come out and went on like a huge rant like she would normally have done. Um, Now, are Lorianne and Farnsworth still cool with Diddy? Yeah, Facebook is a cesspool. And the reason why it's like that is because people get paid for engagement. So they cater to what people have their minds on, smegs and playing games. So honestly and truly, that's what I'm saying. People don't need to distract easily distractible people with news of P. Diddy. Most people genuinely don't care about what's going on around the world. And if you try to tell them what's going on, they will call you crazy and a conspiracy theorist. It's alleged that Diddy called Don's phone over 30 times after that Aubrey incident. Yes, so what's being put out there is that Diddy was supposed to go ahead and turn himself in at an agreed upon date, but he went to New York and he was tampering with witnesses. Um So that's why they went ahead and arrested him early. And they were like, you're just going to sit in jail until we're done with our investigation because we're not about to play these games with you. I thought it was the other member of Dirty Money that was harassed after Don's lawsuits. I think you're talking about Kalina. Yes, I did see that. I don't know about Don, but I know he was calling Kalina like crazy.
See,
Okay.
before they gave you Sean Puffy Combs on a silver platter, before they broke the news on Sean Combs, we were asking Kamala, what are you going to do for us? Before they broke the news on Sean
Now,
Combs,
that
we
wasn't
were
going on.
asking Donald.
That wasn't going on. Let's be clear. That wasn't going on. Um, and I don't know if it's bots. I don't know if it's bots, but I'm inclined to believe that it's not just bots. Like I think honestly and truly, I think there's a split in the community. So yes, you do have some who are saying, well, what is she going to do for black people? Then you have these other black people who are like, well, she's supposed to be the president of the entire black community. And then you have a lot of black people who simply, I think this is the majority probably, don't care what she's going to do for black people. They just are going to vote for her off of the strength for it's a vote against Donald Trump. They really don't care. So I don't feel like people have been holding her feet to the fire. Nobody's been holding her feet to the fire in these interviews. And again, this was before all of this news with Diddy. So I don't feel like it's going to change any outcomes in the election. True, Diddy was harassing Don. I think he was threatening her to keep quiet. She did say that she kept quiet for so long because he had made so many thirsts. Guys, again, if you're just coming in, hit the like button so that people can see that I'm on live and my content can circulate across these YouTube streets. Y'all see me trying to do right. I have my little vinegar water, trying to get this 20 pounds off. Lorianne and him had a huge falling out on making the band and never recovered. Okay. As far as Farnsworth is concerned, I think Diddy has him set for life and he'll never step forward. And it was rumored that it's been rumored, allegedly, I don't know, that there was some type of relationship there in terms of, romantically. I don't do identity politics. I vote for policies. Correct. I'm the same way, politically homeless. I actually listen to what you say. I don't care about those identity politics. How are the policies that you are stating that you are going to push going to affect me and my day to day? And can I see evidence, especially if you are a career politician? Can I see evidence in your career that you're about what you say that you're about and that you can be effective? Most people don't view politics in that way. So you don't need Diddy to distract them from it. They weren't going to think about it in those terms anyway. Warm lime water and cayenne pepper for the win. Okay, I'm going to have to try that. This election is the most certain I've seen people be regarding who they're voting for or if they're even voting at all. The debate felt pointless to me, to be honest. It changed no one's mind. Yeah, the debate, if you were already going to vote for Kamala Harris, you felt like she completely demolished Trump. If you already saw the foolery that was going on, to be honest, because they only fact checked Donald Trump, whether you like Trump or not, if you went into this as an independent and unbiased, you know that debate and the moderators were in favor of Kamala Harris. And then if you were already a Trump supporter, there was nothing that woman could have said to sway your opinion. So people are going to do what they want to do. To be clear, I'm sitting this election out. I'm not even in the United States. I'm over here in Colombia. So I'm not about to go vote when really it's not going to affect me in the way people that are living in the States are going to be affected, to be honest.
Trump, what are you going to do for us? September the 6th, that's why they arrested Puffy.
No, they arrested P. Diddy because he was tampering with witnesses. He was going to get arrested anyway. Let's be clear. But they arrested him because he was tampering with witnesses.
It has only been, tomorrow will be 7 days. Tomorrow, Puffy would have been arrested for 1 week tomorrow. Puffy would have been arrested for 1 week tomorrow. Sean Puffy Combs, the diddler, would have been arrested. It ain't been a full week yet. It hasn't been a full week, and you emotionally immature Negro peons. It hasn't been a full week yet, and you emotionally immature Negro peons have taken your attention completely off of election 2024.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I feel like people can do multiple things at once. And again, people are talking about the election every single day. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Do y'all feel like when y'all go on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and in your day to day that people are forgetting that we have an election coming up? Just because people are talking about something else doesn't mean they're not also talking about the election. How do you feel about that so-called second assassination attempt on Trump? I'm not buying it. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Because a part of me feels like, they're trying to get him. I don't know if they're really going after him or this is all political theater. Here's the thing with American news and politics. You can't really believe a lot that you hear, and you can only believe half of what you see. And a lot of things is smoke and mirrors. So, um, I honestly don't know. It is very possible that it was all fake, but if it was fake, I don't think he staged it by himself, or I don't think he did it without the consent of the higher ups. Because again, this is a situation where he's already been on trial and convicted. The FBI is confirming that these attempts are true. So if it is fake, it's not being done on Donald Trump's behalf. He's not the one orchestrating it. He doesn't have the power to orchestrate something of that magnitude. And you have the powers that be get in alignment and agree that it's real and it's happening. Um, I feel like if you didn't have people higher up in agreement with that, then he would have been went to jail or been outed for fake attempts. I'm not saying that they are not fake. I'm saying if they are fake, he's not the one behind them. Not that he's not participating. I'm saying he's not the one orchestrating that. And that's what I'm saying. There's so much corruption in the system. There's so much smoke and mirrors, right? And this all could be for show to just get us arguing about, the left versus right, Republican versus Democrat. So trust and believe there are stunts and shows on both sides. I don't think it's something that we need to waste our time trying to argue about because we can't know with certainty. I will say, I am going to say this with certainty. If it was just him and his camp orchestrating all that, he would have been outed. If it was just him and he didn't have permission from somebody else of authority, he would have been got in trouble for that. Diddy and Farnsworth definitely hunched, and not they hunched. Remember, Farnsworth had his own show called From G's to Gents. Yeah, he always gave sassy to me on MTV back in the day. No way he didn't have to pay a price for that. Of course. Of course. Mariah skipped town on us Americans. You ain't slick. I sure did. Y'all thought I was gonna be over there struggling and in the ghetto because that's what it's given. I mean, oh my gosh, an election season in the United States is so rough because people will literally fall out with their family members over differences of opinions. While the rich people, regardless of who wins, are going to stay rich, they're going to stay getting this money and they're going to stay screwing you out of your money. So there's no point in doing all that. Umar constantly trivializes whatever he's talking about with his choice of words. I refuse to take him seriously. Yeah, it's he doesn't speak in a way that allows for nuance, and it's always about taking down the black people. And to be honest, if anything, a lot of this has to do with classism more than anything. This is about people in power staying in power. And if we can argue about race, if they can keep us arguing about race and being paranoid in the process, better for them, right? Because then we're not really checking for the real enemy. Do y'all remember in the Hunger Games? Y'all let me know if y'all watched the Hunger Games. That was one of my favorite series, and it's so realistic, and we're seeing so much of this coming to pass. Well, first of all, do y'all remember Finnick in the Hunger Games? And a lot of those victors who would win the games and then they go on to be these celebrities. And if you actually read the book, not just watch the movies, they were basically used like, can I say ladies and men of the evening in the industry, right? So one of the characters, he stopped accepting money and instead he would trade his body for secrets, right? But when I just go back and think about that series, so much of it was true. And I remember in the book, Katniss Everdeen used to say, like, remember who the enemy is. Remember who the enemy is. Because there was so much political theater and stunts and shows and playing games with people's minds in that movie and in that series. And it was easy to get people arguing or thinking that the common person was their enemy, but at the end of the day, it was always an issue of people in power trying to keep power and keep us arguing. I don't buy it either. The Truman Show wasn't a movie. It was a true story. Facts. Like there's a real life matrix out here. So to some degree, I can kind of see what Dr. Umar is saying in terms of like a lot of stuff is put in the news and in the media to distract us. I think what you have to learn how to do is not get emotionally invested. So it's okay to watch these things or tap into these things and think of them as entertainment. And let's be clear, at the end of the day, P. Diddy did do the things that they are accusing him of doing. This is something we've been talking about for years. And I think it's a cautionary tale for people who want fame and who are talented, right? It's a cautionary tale not to go sell your soul. It's a cautionary tale of what happens when you do sell your soul. So there is value in it, even though it's being put on the stage for political theater, right? You just have to learn as a person how to balance what is a lesson, what is entertainment, and then learn how to tap out of the matrix when you need to handle your business in real life and remember who your enemy is. And it's not based on race. This is about power. Because trust and believe, there are plenty of people who look just like you, who share the same skin color as you, who, if they could be in a position of power and keep you down so that they could live on top of the world, they would too. This is about people's motivations and intentions, not about skin color. Ew, the ghetto. Yeah, it's giving ghetto. I didn't watch the Hunger Games. You should. As a matter of fact, I suggest that you read the books before you watch the movies if you have time. All right, guys, if y'all are coming in here, remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you've been watching me for a while. You're coming, you're checking for me. You might as well hit subscribe. And remember to jump into the comment section because the more that y'all interact, the more I have to give y'all. So let's continue.
You have taken your attention completely off of the Black agenda from 2024 and you have put it. That's why they arrested Puffy on
Okay.
Puff. You have been outsmarted, you have been outmaneuvered, and you have been out strategized by the white power structure once again. Hugh Hefner had a living freak off. Hugh Hefner had a living freak off at the Playboy Mansion. Puff Daddy had intermittent freak offs.
Okay, pause. Now, Yes, Hugh Hefner did not get his due. There are a lot of people who haven't gotten their due yet. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that went to Diddy's parties or engaged in that type of activity who or had the same type of parties as Diddy who are also black people who are not being scrutinized at this point in time. So, like, just picking out individual white people that did not get scrutinized and saying, like, okay, it's there's some type of double standard here. When again, there are other black people who are going to get away in this situation. I promise you, right? Um, I think that's trivializing it. I think, you know, let me just say this. As a community, me being a part of the black community, I hold our people to a higher standard, honestly and truly. Now, I'm not saying that people of other races shouldn't be prosecuted for the crimes that they do. I'm saying just because they're doing it doesn't mean that we should be doing it and feel like it's okay. We shouldn't be doing it and feel like we should cover up for it and nobody should check us, right? Because at the end of the day, the things that Diddy did affected black people more than anything. So, like, yeah, we should be holding people in our community to a standard because they affect other black people. Hugh Hefner wasn't really having a huge effect on young black girls and black women and black boys. Now, I'm not saying that the white people or the white women that his behavior was affecting, that their lives weren't just as valuable, right? But what I'm saying is the damage that's done within our own community is going to touch us first before it touches anybody. So yeah, I'm going to hold that to a higher standard. It's kind of like when women complain about the way that a lot of men behave in terms of being promiscuous, and then their solution is we want to be just as promiscuous as men. Well, who does that really hurt? Who does that really hurt? Are you hurting the man or are you hurting yourself? Thank you, Cha Cha. Selling your soul is no joke. I was a weed head and alcoholic in my teens, doing armed robberies and more. A dark cloud comes over you and you somewhat become obsessed. I'm thankful I changed my ways. Yeah. And honestly and truly, I was talking about this on my other live. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm blessed." Like I'm sure P Diddy has said so many times, "I'm blessed and highly favored." No, right? You sold your soul. You signed a contract with the devil, and when you have things that are not right within you and that come up as fast, and you get everything you ever wanted, but it's all coming from a place of fear, lack, and depravity, that devil gonna give you everything that you ever wanted. And he gonna give you just enough rope to hang yourself. I'm glad you're on a better path now. Yeah, I mean, and that's a testament. I'm gonna put this comment back up. That's a testament to people can change if they want to change. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a point in Diddy's career where he could have turned around and probably walked away unscathed. But there comes a point in time where you just do too much and you run out on your grace. And a lot of the times, the more you get away with doing things like this, the more invincible you feel like you are, the more you feel like it's going to last forever. I've met people like this in real life. And you'll get away for a time, but eventually you become too cocky. So it's good that you were able to learn from that before it took too much of a toll. I'm 35 now. I haven't been in jail since I was 23. Thanks for the support. I know that's right. I know that's right because, baby, jail ain't no place to be right about now. These weirdos stay thanking God at the award shows. I always cringe when they do. Like, yeah, they will be at an award show thanking God and leave that same award show and go to a freak off where they are doing. It's been alleged that Diddy, because even Cassie friend said this, like that when he was doing those freak offs, he would use candles and he was streaming them. It's been alleged that he was doing Smeg's magic with these freak offs. So how you gonna be doing Smeg's magic talking about blessed and highly favored? Spot on, Mariah. When I was getting that fast money, I felt invincible. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to slow it down. It's good to slow it down because a lot of the times we'll get things that we're not prepared for too soon and then we'll lose it. For example, one thing I like about doing YouTube is that you have to build this. I mean, you literally have to build it, and there are metrics that you have to meet. And it's not an overnight thing. Not too many people go viral on YouTube overnight. So it builds your endurance. You have time to mentally prepare. People ask me, like, how do you get on YouTube and not, because people have left really crazy comments in my comment section, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me at all. But guess what? This is a mentality that I just came to within a couple of years. If my YouTube channel would have blew up 3 or 4 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. But in the process, God was building my strength, endurance, and character. And I'm at a point in my life where I really don't care what people have to say about me. Okay, so did we finish that?
Hugh Hefner had a living freak off 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nobody said a word. This is nothing but a distraction from the election. This is nothing.
Okay, is it just me? And this is all speculation, but is it just me, or does Dr. Umar give y'all creep and freaky and nasty vibes? I remember I was watching a live one time and he was talking about lesbians, and he was saying that lesbians are lost and all they are missing is a man in that equation. So basically, his argument was that, that situation would be okay as long as it was like a polygamous relationship and a man was in it. And I'm like, sir, why are you obsessed with women who don't want you? Like, why are you trying to insert yourself into a situation with women who clearly are not attracted to you? Like, they're batting for the other team. If they wanted a man to be in the equation, they would. You just sound nasty and like you wish you could be in the middle of these two women. And that's what I'm saying. I don't trust Dr. Umar. I feel like he's I know people very well. It's not too many times where I'm wrong about the vibe and the aura that people give off. And he wish he could have his own freak offs. That's what it's giving. And nobody say anything about it. He definitely feels like the perverted uncle. Yes, I would not leave my child around him. First of all, I wouldn't leave my child alone with any man beside her dad, but definitely wouldn't leave my child alone with him. Okay. And that just gives you're setting yourself up. That's what he gives. So, if you're a woman, you know the vibes. You know when a man is a pervert. You've been around them, you know who they are, what they act like, and the things that they say. And there are a lot of like, what's that dude's name? Polite. Y'all remember Brother Polite? There are so many perverts in that pro black space, and a lot of the times they use the fact that women are so down for the black race, and they use that to put blinders, kind of like what a lot of pastors do. They use that to put blinders over women's eyes so that they can mess with their children, or mess with a lot of these women who don't have good sense. And they use that pro-blackness and pretending like they're a man of discipline, character, and strength to get access to these women and their children. What black scholar do you know that talked about crushing cookies? What is crushing cookies? What's that? What's that? Brother Polite and Nature Boy. Exactly. So honestly and truly, I wouldn't even want to be, if I was a man who was really about the community, I wouldn't even want to be associated with any of those men or that movement, and I wouldn't be defending. And I'm saying this as somebody who I have good black men in my family. For those of y'all who don't know, one man who I don't know if y'all know who Derek James is, but he trains professional boxers. That is my cousin. That's not a distant cousin. Like, that's my cousin. We talk. And we see each other for holidays. He trained Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence and a few other boxers. But that is a true, he doesn't walk around talking about being pro black. But when I tell you, this man is so disciplined, this man works out every day. I've never seen him have a drink of liquor. Even at family events, he will not drink liquor. He eats healthy. He's a good man to his wife and his kids, and his family has a foundation, and they are literally out here doing the work. When they get money and donations, they put it right back into the community. Even as a teacher, y'all, I had a party for my kids. I spent like $1,500 on it for my kids uh who acted right and showed up and did what they're supposed to do in my class. He came and I promise you, he spent so much money. He came and gave away $100 Amazon gift cards, Nike gift cards, everything. And every child left there with something, at least $100 worth of something. Some kids left with $300 worth of stuff. So when I tell you, I've seen what a man who is truly about the community and pro black looks like, and 9 times out of 10, they're not doing all this talking. They're about that action. And you can physically see the discipline on them. You can see how happy the children are. You can see how you can see the glow on their wives' faces. Their wives don't look like they're being drugged through the mud or treated like the help. You can see it. You can see the discipline. And I'm not getting that when I see Dr. Umar Johnson. I know what it looks like, and he ain't it. I don't recognize it, baby. I put my womanhood before my blackness for that very reason. Yes. That Umar terms for having crushing cushy. Ugh, he's so nasty. Yes, y'all follow me on IG. Remember to hit the like button as y'all are coming through. Yes, if y'all want to bless my game, because I can't get super chats on YouTube yet. Soon, it's coming. I'm pretty sure within the month. But if y'all want to bless my game, y'all send the cash app to Mariah Sincere. I would greatly appreciate y'all donating to my channel. Yes, and you can book trips through me. You can do it either through my website, book it on your own, or if you want me to plan the trip, hit me up at thepassportsis@gmail.com. Thank you so much. All right. So let's talk about Usher. Now, I did a live on Usher before where I was talking about how his mother came out basically saying, like, I know what you did to my baby in returns of P. Diddy. So she's spoken out before. And he's Usher has done some interviews talking about how he didn't go into details, but how he's seen some wild things going on at P. Diddy's house, right? And that he would not send his kid to go stay with P. Diddy. Now, I feel like if you followed Usher's career, he has ran through a lot of women, even while being married. And it seems like he prefers older women, which there's nothing wrong with liking older women within itself. I always find it weird when the preference is older women. Y'all get what I'm saying? So just like I've said before, how I don't think there's anything wrong with a man who's like 35 dating a girl that's like 25 or something like that, or 23. If he just happened to meet her and like her, like they vibed out. I always think it's weird when men who are like 40 are specifically only dating women between the ages of 18 and 25. That gives me like predator vibes. But then on the flip side, when I see people who like men who only date older women, who only get into serious relationships with older women, that makes me feel like you're looking for some type of mothering vibes, some type of nurturing that you feel like you didn't get, some type of protection that you feel like you didn't get as a child. And I feel like that's what's going on with Usher. I feel like his mom did not protect him the way she needed to. I don't see how, as a woman, you let your child go stay with another grown person, especially a grown man, but any grown person that is not their actual parent. Like, just move. If that's the case, if you need to be in close proximity to this record label or producer or whoever's in the industry who is supposed to be cultivating your child's career, just move to where they're supposed to be. That's why I don't know if y'all know who Hilary Duff is, but she played Lizzie McGuire on Disney. And if you notice, she's not out here having these mental breakdowns and acting like a weirdo. You never see her naming any tea, but that's because her mother was there for everything, making sure things were done correctly and that people were not taking advantage of her. That Usher's herpes allegation isn't so far fetched now. I mean, honestly and truly, I would be surprised if most people in the industry, like, I just think of people who are promiscuous just in general. I think you just have to assume that they have that at this point because it's so common. Like, even if you go look on the CDC website, it's so common. I've talked to people who have confessed to me, like, in real life, that they have it. So normally people who drink and party and have a lot of casual smegs are, you're eventually going to run across that. That's why, as the population gets older, um herpes is more prevalent amongst older people, because it's like a lot of the times eventually you're going to run out on your luck with that because it's so common, especially um especially since, we're listening to this music now where people are not promoting wrapping it up. So I mean, you got to think about a celebrity who's able to hit any woman that they want, and 9 times out of 10, the women that they're sleeping with are also sleeping with other celebrities who are able to get with any woman that they want. So, like, eventually they're going to run their luck out. The thing is, they have a lot of money, so they can afford these drugs where they don't pass it or it's undetectable. So, yeah, I mean, I always believe that allegation. It made sense to me. And I don't believe he ever came out and said that he didn't have it. Okay, so let's see what Usher child they posting about. It's too early to be posting about August Alsina. Okay. I'm so over him and his shenanigans. Baby. Jada, well, he probably always was batting for the other team. He always gave me those vibes. But Jada messed him up so bad. He said he's just gonna come out and live his truth. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Okay, so Usher, let me share this. Okay, this is also from the Shade Room. So, it was reported earlier yesterday that Usher deleted his entire tweet history. Let me make this bigger so that y'all can see. Um, so he deleted everything. All you saw was information about his tour. I don't know why, honestly and truly, because there is enough out here. I guess maybe he was like, I don't want to have any self incriminating evidence. Like, I guess it's one thing if people are talking about it versus if you're saying certain things from your own personal account. But he's done enough interviews that are out there that would suggest that Diddy is a freak and that he saw some things and that and everybody knows that at one point Usher was living with P. Diddy. So I feel like there's enough, at the very least, circumstantial evidence that warrants the feds speaking to Usher. And in any event, we know how Usher gets down. And I'm not saying he's as bad as P. Diddy, but at the very least, he's been out here in these streets, out and about. Enough women have spoken out about him being promiscuous. Now, I've never heard anybody make any type of grape allegation against Usher. But just in terms of, I'm sure it's probably going to come out that there are some alphabet activity that he's been involved in. But we already speculate that anyway. Yeah, can catch herpes even with protection. Yeah, it depends on where the outbreak is. And sometimes you have viral shedding. So it's a skin to skin contact thing. So the actual rubber only covers the shaft. So if you're touching, the other parts of y'all skin is touching, and that person has an outbreak or some viral shedding, then it really doesn't matter. I think it's better to at least try to use a rubber, obviously, but it depends on the situation. Mariah, how do you feel about all that baby oil at Diddy's crib? It was slip and slide records in that mansion. No, so they were saying that a hotel charged him because all the furniture was stained with baby oil. And obviously and truly, if he was using all that baby oil, you just have to know that there was alphabet activity going on. He didn't have all of that just for a woman. Or if he did, it was so he could engage in backdoor action or watch people do backdoor action. That's just weird, though. I mean, that honestly and truly is disgusting. And why do you need 1,000 bottles? But that listen, hey, Binky, good morning. Good to see you here, sis. Good to see you here. Like I was telling y'all, I'm gonna try to I want to keep this as my regular time, guys. Honestly and truly, this might have to turn into a lunchtime show though, because I'm interviewing with some Chinese companies right now. And if I get the job, because we're on a different time zone, I'll probably be working at this time, but I'll probably be finishing work by about 10 in the morning. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get one of those jobs. They paid off hotel staff to keep quiet, allegedly. Yeah. But the fact that there were that many bottles of baby oil lets me know that this was not something he wasn't doing by himself. I feel like he kept that oil for these big parties. And I feel like there are going to be some other celebrities who are implicated in all of this because the feds are doing a thorough investigation. Not just that, he has a RICO charge. So if you get a RICO charge, that means that there's a conspiracy involved. You can't conspire if you're the only person involved. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Usher came back and said account got hacked and damn y'all ran with it. See you tonight at Intuit Dome. Sir, stop lying. Okay, do y'all believe that? Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all believe that Usher's Twitter got hacked and somebody just decided to delete all of his tweets of all the things that somebody could have done hacking Usher? Because most of the time when people hack a celebrity, they just start posting crazy things or be messy or putting their business out there. They don't go and scrub the celebrity's entire account. When have we ever seen that? It's the gaslighting for me. It's the when you catch a man in a lie, or a man say something to you and you call him out and he be like, dang, you just took that and ran with it. You just took that and ran with it. Like, for example, I'm sure when people started calling Cam Newton out for saying, I don't care how they come, whichever way God send them, in regards to him having more kids, and Jazzy asked him about it, he probably was like, they just took that and ran with it. They just took that and ran at with it, put words in my mouth. I want to have kids by you, girl. Yeah, I think he's lying too. I think he had that account professionally scrubbed. Which that is a thing that celebrities do. Y'all, if y'all are coming in, make sure that y'all hit the like button. All right. Now, what was the last thing that I wanted to get to before? Oh, yes. All of these CEOs are stepping down from these music companies. Like, let me pull it up. It's so weird, and it's so weird that it's going on around this time, y'all. Cat Williams said that this is going to be the year where everything comes out in the open. And it's not just Cat Williams. Everybody has said we are in the age of Aquarius where everything is being exposed. There are no more secrets. So, yes, like it's part of this entertainment, it's part of this to keep us talking. Are a lot of these celebrities the sacrificial lambs for the people who really pull the strings? Yes. Yes. But I don't believe that all of the higher ups are going to come out of this unscathed too. Bit was Hugh Hefner's drugging people and intimidating them. Was he not letting them leave? I'm not sure. I never heard stories like that. I never heard that he was drugging people and not letting them leave. I don't, honestly and truly, I haven't heard too many women come out and say that they weren't willing participants, or that they didn't want to be there. I'm not saying that kind of stuff didn't go on. I'm saying you didn't hear all that to the degree in which it's going on with P. Diddy. Oh, yes. I'm okay. Okay. It's out there. It's out there that there is video footage. Y'all go on Tisa Tells when y'all get off of here. And she be coming with all the receipts. It is out there that there is video footage of Kevin Hart at these parties, at these freak offs. And yes, he's shutting down these restaurants like crazy. But what y'all don't understand is a lot of this money that a lot of these celebrities have. Like, I feel like, if anything, you had people like Jay-Z and Kevin Hart and P. Diddy who were chosen as like the tokens and propped up on a pedestal to make us feel like, okay, we got something. We see other prosperous black people like we can make it. It's like the Hunger's Game. They're like the victors. Y'all, if you've seen the Hunger Game, then you know they use the victors of the game to make the poor lower classes feel like if I play the game, and if I win, I will at least be able to get a piece and a slice of the pie. It's to give the lay people hope. But a lot of the money that these people have is actually loaned to them, and it's all smoke and mirrors. A lot of them can't afford or sustain the lifestyles that they have. Kevin Lau stepped down the day of the indictment, shaking my head. I'm going to pull this up. Kevin's wife is allegedly contemplating divorce. I'm sure she is. That's another thing too. Like, I always go back to this, and again, this is nothing against Shira Seven because sometimes she, like a lot of the game she gives is true, is correct. If you're going to be dealing with these type of rich men, it's true and correct. But y'all would be surprised at the stuff these women who are with these rich men go through. And I'm not saying it's any better to be dealing with a man that doesn't have money and is broke and is using you or cheating on you. I'm not saying either one is better. I'm saying we glamorize that lifestyle. And you honestly have to get to know people and deal with people for the constants of their character and not just for the money they have in their bank account, because a lot of these rich white women are catching hell. Okay, they can't wait to divorce their man. They can't wait till he croaks and they can get that money. Okay. Okay. So Nike CEO stepped down. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna share this. Make sure y'all can see. Okay, so we have this man. I don't know how to pronounce this man's name. Why is it not coming up? Okay, y'all see all these headlines. Kaz Kobayasaki, he stepped down as president and CEO of Warner Music Japan. That was 5 days ago. You have the Nike CEO, John Donahue. He's stepping down. There were some other people, though. I'm gonna have to find it and bring the receipts tomorrow. But there are so many. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find this while I'm on here. And it just seemed like they all started stepping down all at one time. And this is all around the time of Diddy's arrest. Now, I'm not saying that that just automatically means that there's something linked to it, but I feel like there's something major going on behind the scenes. I feel like a lot of people are jumping ship. And I don't even necessarily know if it's the Diddy case or if it's something bigger than that. But I feel like a lot of people are saying, let's get out of Dodge before it hits the fan, before we're implicated. That's why a lot of rich people don't like to be in the spotlight, honestly and truly. The people who have real money, they want to be able to do their dirt in the background. They don't want to be celebrities. They don't want their news in all the headlines. So they use the celebrities to be the puppets and to be the fall guys and to push their agendas, but they publicly don't want to be seen. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to start getting out of Dodge. Let's look at this real quick before I get off of here. So if y'all don't know, Diddy in the early, I believe the early 2000s was at a club where somebody was unalive. It is alleged that he was the one who pew-pewed up the club. As a matter of fact, in Kim Porter's excerpts, she says that J-Lo knew about it and she was at the house when J-Lo came and was basically freaking out and telling Diddy, like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And he was like, relax, relax, relax. Well, Shine took the fall for it. I'm going to go ahead and share this. So he is in Belize right now, and the Belizean people have been giving him hell. It ain't nothing like it ain't nothing like the shade, like that Caribbean type shade. So they've kind of been, they've been giving him the blues. So he spoke out about Diddy. I'm going to present the video.
18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize.
Let me say this: he handsome. He handsome. He look good. His skin is all clear. He's giving that. It's that same kind of handsome Barack Obama had back in the day. Yeah, he look good. Okay, come on now, Sean.
Proud and do what
It's the accent for me. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
all of us want to do: be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, I
and
saw
that
you spent a birthday with him once.
I
I saw a birthday
I
cake.
went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose. When I was a 18-year-old kid, sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on. And for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, he and I were boom ballet. This is someone that destroyed my life, but do I take any joy or any satisfaction with what he is going through? Absolutely not. I am different than maybe other people. No one needs to fail for me to succeed. No one needs.
Okay, so what it sounds like to me is Diddy did it allegedly, and Shine took the fall. And the agreement was, you're going to do this time, and when you get out, I'm going to make sure that you're straight, and I'm going to fund all of your endeavors. And honestly, I'm not mad at Shine about that. Pay me for my pain. Now, at that time, Shine probably would have had a hard time going up against Diddy anyway. Okay. He probably didn't have the money that he needed for the lawyers. So he took the fall, did the time, and now pay me for my pain. Pay me for my silence. And honestly and truly, I mean, I guess I can understand that there's some culpability there, because as far as the victim and their family, I feel like they probably knew the whole time it was Diddy, and they needed closure as far as who actually unalived their family member, right? So I have empathy and sympathy there, but I'm still gonna put the blame on Diddy for that. And honestly and truly, that's how this game works. That's just not in the music industry. That's if you're selling street pharmaceuticals. A lot of people take time for crimes that they did not do. And when they get out, the agreement is, you're gonna make sure that I'm straight. And I could see him saying yeah, we're not friends. He probably doesn't even like Diddy. Like, I'm not cool with this man, but I did the time. So pay me for my pain. Pay me for those years lost of my life. Shine barely aged. That's that organic Central American food. Yeah. Shine is Belize Obama. LOL. He looks great despite what he's been through. He look good. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, when the young girls say they like older men, that's who they talking about. Shine. Okay, that man is fine.
Needs to suffer for me.
In your at the height of your profession.
Sight of.
So if y'all see the full interview, they was really going in on him. Like, they're throwing shade at him. I think they feel away because he has these connections to Diddy. He's had access to this money. But honestly and truly, I don't feel the way about that. He did the time for a crime he did not commit. He deserved all the money that he got and all the help that he got. And if he was able to reinvest some of that money back into his community, then great. But honestly, it was not owed. The money was owed to him for the time that he did. So if he took any funds and reinvested it into somebody else, then they ought to be grateful, because nobody owes anybody anything, especially if I'm getting repaid for time I did. Y'all didn't do that time. I did the time, No one was unalived in that situation with Shan Angelo at the club. The victim was shot in the face, survived, and is still saying that Diddy did it. Okay, girl, I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. I thought she was unalive. I guess because I heard shot in the face, I just assumed unalive, because that's wild to survive getting shot in the face. Am I allowed to say shot? Pew-pewed in the face. But yes, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you did not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit that button on your way out. I will be back tomorrow at the same time from 7 to 8:30 a.m. If I do have to end up changing it to an afternoon show, I will announce it. It'll be a lunchtime show, so you can catch me on your lunch break. But for right now, we're rocking in the morning. That club victim spoke out on TikTok last year. Okay, I'm going to look into all of that, and then we can talk about it tomorrow. Again, guys, my name is Mariah Sincere, aka Thepassportsis on TikTok. On my TikTok, I focus on travel. If you're interested in travel content, I will be posting new travel content on my other YouTube page, Thepassportsis. Y'all know I'm trying to grow, so make sure y'all subscribe to this channel and go subscribe to my my travel channel, where I will be talking about traveling and living abroad as an expat from the United States. Also, I do travel. So if you want somebody to either plan a trip for you and get itineraries together, email me at thepassportsis@gmail.com. I also do one-on-one coaching. I radically transformed my life by myself. I developed a plan and I executed it, and I can help other people do that as well. So if you are interested in that type of coaching and help with your life, go ahead and shoot me an email at thepassportsis@gmail.com. I got you. Cha-Cha says, have a happy Monday, y'all. I'm looking forward to the excerpts from Kim's book. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Excerpts. We're going to go over that whole situation with Diddy and J-Lo and the club and CHIME. So I'm really excited to see y'all tomorrow early in the morning. Rise and grind. Remember, the early bird gets the worm. And remember, happiness can be found in the darkest of places if only one remembers to turn on the light. Y'all have a good day.